Let's do 10 minutes. Oh, all right. Super quick 10 minutes, Warrior Wednesday. Let's do the thing. Hopefully this doesn't bash into the other mic too much. So we're live on YouTube, live on TikTok. I'm here with my Andrea.
Yeah.
And we're going to answer some emails, hopefully as fast as we can, because we're trying to rush this because your appointment goes over this appointment.
Yeah, and it's date night.
And it's date night.
Yeah, so a lot happening, and these are some really long emails, so we're going to jump right into it, okay? So here's the first one. They first said, I hope you picked this email. I have this friend who I've known for a long time. We share a strong connection, and I've developed feelings for her over the years. Here's where it gets complicated. I've watched her go through numerous relationships, and honestly, I've seen her make choices that I can't fully understand. It's tough to stand by and witness those mistakes, especially when I care about her so much. So I finally gathered the courage to consider the possibility of asking her out. But there's one significant concern. She's always dated guys who seem quite different from me. And she's often talks about her type in a way that makes me question whether I fit that description. It's created a sense of doubt about whether or not I should even pursue this. I respect your thoughts and advice.
Is that the whole thing? That's the whole thing?
Yep.
Okay. So let me try and paraphrase this email a little bit here. This guy likes a girl. She makes fucked up choices. He doesn't know why she makes the best of choices she makes, but he still likes her.
Yeah.
And he wants her to like him. But she keeps talking about her type.
Yeah.
But he's not like her normal type, right?
Yes.
Now, a couple of things I have to know if I was talking to this guy, is he in the friend zone? Because if he's just in the buddy zone, you're going to have to uphill climb out of this friend zone.
That's what it seems like from this email.
All right. Yeah. So if you're hardcore friend zoned and you're trying to figure yourself out, that's already going to be tough. Here's the play. First off, your confidence needs to be high enough to go, listen, dude, if she's dating things that aren't working, maybe she needs to try something that's not her normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not your regular thing, and your regular thing hasn't been working. Odds are the guys that she keeps choosing are treating her like crap because she's attracted to what she knows. And since she knows crap, she's attracted to crap. And that's why she keeps doing the same thing over and over again. Babe, let's try something different.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try something that you haven't done before.
Yep.
And let's try something that has a chance to be better. But she's going to have to work on her stuff. You work on your stuff. And one thing I'd give this dude is a bunch of confidence to go, why don't you just sell it on, try something totally different that you've always done, because these guys keep treating you poorly.
Yeah. It's good advice.
Like, I would probably go that route, but I'd probably work on this dude's confidence because he's been sitting in the friend zone forever.
Yeah. And it sounds like he's definitely getting strung along. Well, maybe to within his own opinion or his own thoughts, because she may not even know that he's interested. It's like he just is by the wayside waiting for her relationships to,
like I said, I got to
not turn out well.
This guy seems like he's got a low confidence. I'd have to work on his confidence to help him be authentic with himself. And then also find out why he's attracted to this girl. Because if she's really pretty but does a lot of destructive habits, that may not be that good.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know.
Okay. Here's the next one. Hey guys, could use your help with this one. I'm married with a lovely wife and beautiful 8-month-old daughter. I've always got a but to everything, which is taking a toll on my marriage. I've been trying to work through things, but always seem to somehow let things get in my head and mess up what's in front of me. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I struggle a lot seeing a negative in most things instead of how positive it should be. So he's more negative focused. He sees the negative in things rather than the positive. Any advice or help for not being so negative, or also always having a but to everything, would be a huge help.
Sure. I mean, well, most of this stuff is going to most likely be fear generated. I'm always worried, worried, worried. So I always look for the negative so I can be
Yeah.
prepared for what's going to be bad. And then I usually make excuses to make it so I don't have to do anything that would be scary because scary is bad. So I would make an excuses. And the most complicated thing about the but and then having a but afterwards is that the best lies are 95% true.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that could actually be a problem there. There may actually be an issue. Now it's not 100%. And that's the tricky part
Mm-hmm.
is we got to fudge a part of it. And a lot of it, there's going to be a little bit of a fudge that you throw in there, and that's going to make it so it gets complicated. So it's not that he's totally crazy. It's just that he's stretching that small percentage to make that really what the issue is.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to get into what he's afraid of. This seems like he's got a fear curse to him. He's afraid to take the risk, afraid to full commit, afraid to be wrong or fail or make a mistake or something. There's a failure thing that he keeps making an inauthenticity to, and that's what excuses do. Is it separates you from your authentic self by creating some sort of protection mechanism like these buts and then oh well maybe this and what about that and but this and we'll create a safety system around us, but that system is designed
Mm-hmm.
to separate us from us. And so I would probably ask him a lot of authenticity questions to see if that really is you or if somebody put something in you to make you afraid of something that most likely never happens.
Yeah, that's good. Do you think it has anything to do too with like the dismissive piece? Like if someone's sharing something with you and then you go to share and you're like, but like it's almost the negating of what the person said to begin with.
I don't
Yes or
know.
no?
You mean by someone else or from themselves?
From themselves.
Could
I
be.
guess it could be from somebody else too.
Well, the negating piece usually would be because they're protecting themselves from another person's judgment.
Yeah.
And so we would have to at least look into it and go like, well, what is it that you're worried about? Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it you to you or being blame, shame, judged, oppressed, or, offending another person? It's another person's emotions.
Yeah.
So what is it? I'd have to find out what his actual fears are because the whole thing is I'm afraid to be authentic. I'm afraid to be open. I'm afraid to do things. I'm afraid there's always a but or an excuse or a fear.
And he goes to the negative, not the positive either.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, because
Yeah.
he's got to protect himself from all the things that could go wrong.
Right. Yeah.
That's what fear does is make me more worried about what could go wrong and then never do anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would find out his fears so we can break the fear curse because most fear is not real.
Yeah. That's good. All right. We got a very long one.
Shit.
But let me see if I can sum this one up. It's a full page. Okay. So I've noticed a reoccurring pattern of snapping and losing my temper, often at trivial matters without ever realizing it. The behavior is taking a toll on my relationships that I cherish the most, and I'm committed to making a change. The root of the anger and temper comes from a lot of things. I've always lacked confidence growing up and have always been unpopular or the person that's often been looked down upon. I've always been the person that's not good enough or basically not your alpha male. Currently navigating a new job environment, I find the dynamics uninspiring, adding to the overall emotional burden. Physically, I'm very skinny, a turnoff for everyone. I often get comments about my physique, and it really upsets me. Once again, this makes me appear weak. I'm often perceived as weak, unconfident person who always seems to need help and guidance because I'm not confident or social enough. So that's basically the gist of it.
Okay. Is there does he have any question in here at all? Looks like there's a whole list of questions.
Yeah. How can I become more mindful of actions consistently? What strategies can help me remain calm and collected when maintaining control in various situations? I'm going to start there.
I think a lot of this stuff comes down, guys. Here's the thing. If we don't take care of us and expect us to be taken care of, that's a really silly thing. Like listen, I'm going to tell you straight up, like if I didn't work out and didn't push my body, if I didn't try to be more than I am, if I did no effort at all, if I did literally zero effort, I would be so skinny, so little. I would be a tiny little super skinny guy. Like, I would have no muscles. I would have my confidence would probably be much lower.
Mhm.
I would feel way less apt to be social, put myself out there. I would feel less safe. I would feel more concerned. I also, if I was never to work on my body, I wouldn't be trained in any type of self-defense or know how to protect myself. This would make it so I would obviously start building a resentment towards probably myself, which is why he's so damn mad, is
Yep.
because you're not doing the thing for you to make you feel okay. And you think, what? Like, what do you think is supposed to happen when you don't take care of you?
Yeah. And I'm wondering if it sounds like he also looks for outside things to make him happy, but he's so unhappy himself that all he sees about himself are negative things.
Right.
Like in this whole
That's-
email, he's putting himself down.
Well, I mean, some of it's observational.
Yeah.
And some of it is putting himself down. But I mean, like, you're not taking care of you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hang out with some people that work out. Hang out with some people that do jujitsu or something. Hang out with people that do stuff that, hey, we take care of our stuff to make it so I feel prepared for the damn world.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be conceived as an alpha, I want to be a leader. I want to keep my family safe. I want to be chosen. I want to be wanted. I want to be more than I am. Well, then you need to do stuff that makes you more than you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to push your limits on things and not wait for everyone to just adhere to your limits.
Yeah.
And if you sit in your bedroom all day long, doing nothing for yourself, waiting for yourself to be better, or just wishing that you were going to do better, there has to be more than just think about it. There has to be at least a little bit of do something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for every single guy. That's all of us.
Yeah.
Every guy, you have to do something. Now, we don't have to just be a human doing, but we have to have at least some doing. Now, in every choice that he makes, it's to do the lowest version of himself.
Mm.
The job that he chooses, the people he's around, the stuff that he chooses to take care of himself with, how he speaks to himself, everything that he's doing is at the lowest version of himself. No wonder he doesn't have confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Of course he wouldn't. You're not doing a single thing to make it so you can trust yourself, man.
Yeah.
You can't defend yourself. You can't protect others. You can't stand up for yourself. You can't speak up and not feel like you would be shot down very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You probably wouldn't ask for a raise. He probably wouldn't even do more work for the raise,
Right.
or he would do somebody else's work and just let them take the credit and wouldn't even speak up for himself. How are you supposed to be you when all you are is repressing yourself to be
Yeah.
the smallest, weakest, like most insignificant version of yourself and then wonder what's wrong? I hate to be this hard on the dude, but guy, you're beating you up and then wondering why you're beat up.
Yeah, it's almost it reminds me of kind of like the it's happening to me phase that he's in. Like all this is just happening to me, but where's the drive to?
You're happening to you.
Yes.
But that's the thing, is any one of these things, I would put it out there that every single person listening, watching could probably, for each one of these things, give like a solution that would help.
Absolutely.
I feel really weak and really small. What should I do?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe work out and maybe take a self-defense class.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even have to read a book for that.
Yeah.
I don't even need
Yeah.
a single
I
certification.
bet you
for
if you
this.
asked him these questions, too bad he's not on, he
Yeah.
would be able to give you his own solutions as well.
Yeah, I hate my job and I don't like the environment that I work
Yeah.
in. Well, apply for other
Yeah.
jobs.
One thing that we've been recently talking about a lot, when you ask yourself questions, I've been known to ask myself questions and not answer them, but I'll keep them in my mind, and that'll end up driving you nuts. But ask yourself the question and then answer that question. And that seems like such a wild, like super, like, yeah, of course, duh. Like I would answer my own questions. But I can tell you, I'm pretty confident, and you work with men, how many people ask themselves their own questions but don't answer? I can tell you, I do it. Do you do it?
Yeah, people do it.
Well, I
all the
know you
time.
don't do it, but
I
the
love
people you
answering
work
those
with.
hard questions.
But that's where it's at. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to answer that question, or there's too much pain behind that specific question. I'm just going to kind of keep it in and not do anything with it, but start answering your own questions. And it's pretty powerful.
It is powerful.
Yeah.
Can you hit that close button for me, baby? Thank you.
Yep.
It is very, very powerful. And I think this is whenever I work with people, A, if I just repeat your own thing back to you, and then B, say, well, you're really good at asking the right questions. What do you think the answer is? I think a lot of times people would be surprised that, like, If you took your own advice, you'd probably be
Oh,
doing better.
for sure, for sure. And I think that's so relatable for me and where I'm at in my whole growth process. But one thing that's really been impactful for me is, although I'm finding them much more emotional than I initially thought, but when I take out the emotions and I look at it logically, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, are you serious? Like, that's how I was acting? Oh my god." Like, it's very eye-opening when you take some of those emotions out too and answer your own questions.
Yeah, it can. I mean,
Logical perspective.
the objective perspective is useful. That's for sure. It's a
Yeah.
tough game. It's a tough game here because like I think that he's got multiple stacks of problems. I can guarantee you if I start cutting into his stuff, there's going to be a belief system underneath each one of these that he's suppressed himself for. And most likely it's going to start hitting a mom or a dad wall in some way, shape, or form. And then we start figuring out ever since you were a kid, you were never enough. And you've just perpetuated a self-fulfilling prophecy from this point on.
Yeah.
So this is most likely what that kid's going through. And I
Okay.
would be happy and honored to have him hang out with a bunch of confident guys so he can see how to do it in a healthy way so he
Mhm.
can start building himself up again. But he's probably never seen it done right without getting shamed, blamed, judged, or whatever it
Yeah.
would be for someone going like, dude, you're really weak. I know.
Yeah.
Like instead of someone saying, hey, come work out with me, I got you. I'll show you what to do. And
Yeah.
we've got the guys. Heck, our fitness guys. We got a cage fighter and a strong man, like
That's true.
world class, both of them. Like our people are badass.
Yeah.
So in any case, send your emails in. You got to go because I know
I
you're
gotta go.
running. We're gonna do more Wednesdays. We'll have more time when she doesn't schedule time on our time to do this, but around 6 p.m.
You approved it.
it's fine. It's fine. And so we'll be able to take more from you guys that want to hang out. Grandma's Panties, I see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Cards Blue fan. We'll be hanging more time with you guys soon. But she's got to go. So we're going to go. Send it in QA at warriorswaymindset.com.
Check out our last TikTok post. It's there. It's in the comments. It's in the post. You'll see it.
All right.
Yep.
We're going to do the thing. Otherwise, oh my gosh. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys.
Good night.
Night.